Hi friends, I'm going to be talking about the north node in the birth chart. So I think what's going to be is first part is going to be a little like video that goes on the top of all the videos. And today I'm going to be talking about one of the signs. So first of all, the north node is the place where the Earth's orbit crosses the moon's orbit. So the Earth is going around the sun and then the moon's going around the Earth, and where the moon goes around in front of the Earth, that's where the north node is at, and where the moon crosses behind the Earth, that's where the south node is at. So they're always going to be opposite of each other. They're always going to be at the exact degree front and back, because it's like the trajectory of our orbit at the time. Okay, so north node and south node, what it signifies in the chart. The south node in the chart signifies basically what we're coming from. If we're using like metaphors, it's our past lives, it's our past karma, it's like our baggage that we're already bringing to the airport with us. You know what I mean? And then the north node is what we're here to learn in this life. It's what we don't know. It's what's outside of our comfort zone. So we started our south node, and then through our life, we basically have to learn the opposite energy of what we come into this life with, right? So let's say you are born with Sagittarius as your south node. That means Gemini is your north node. You're here not just to learn how to like philosophize and believe things and follow your own truth. You're here to talk it out. You're here to convince people, right? So there's a duality in all of what we're going to talk about with the north node and the south node. And so let me think, how else do I want to phrase this in kind of the generic opening section? So the north and south nodes specifically make me think of the astrological signs. Instead of being 12 separate things, it's actually just 6 different poles. We're either pulling towards one sign or the other sign, and there's 6 axes that we can go on. So the north-south pole is either going to go through your 1st and 7th house, or it's going to go through your 2nd and 8th house, or your 3rd and your 9th, or your 4th and your 10th, or your 5th and your 11th, or your 6th and your 12th, right? So there's only 6 poles, and each of these poles is going to be going from the self to the other, or the self to the community, or the self to the universe, right? And it's so like the 1st house, the 7th house axis. 1st house is the self. 7th house is the other, or it's the partner, or it's, for me, I'm in my 1st house and I'm talking to you. You would be the 7th house to me, and I would be the 7th house to you. Does that make sense? Because we're talking with each other right now, that type of gig. So it's either self and other, one-on-one, or like mine and yours, like mine and ours, 2nd and 8th, or it's like, here's my ideas, and then here's my truth, 3rd and 9th, right? So we're either going towards the self or towards another person, or we're going towards the self, or we're going towards an organization, or what we think of ourselves in a group. Like if your north node is in the 11th house, you might be here to learn how to fit into a group, how to sit at the table and sit there and be a part of what's all happening at the table, right? So anyways, I think that I kind of got that. So north and south node in the chart has to do with karma. It has to do with life lessons. It has to do with the energy and kind of superpowers that we already have. And that once we learn and master those superpowers from the south node, then we can advance into our north node, break new ground, get into what we're supposed to get into in this life, right? So I've been talking for 4 minutes, so I think that's a lengthy intro. So I'm going to start off, because we are in transit north node in Taurus. I'm going to start off with north node in Taurus. So if you have north node in Taurus, oh hi Kitty, my cat is here. If you have north node in Taurus in the birth chart, if you're going to look it up, it's going to be a symbol that kind of looks like the Leo symbol. It's got like closed off circles and a big circle in there, and sometimes it's a T in the middle. It's going to be the north node, and then the south node is the one that's upside down. It's bloop. Almost looks like a hook and eye closure for my sewers out there. Let's see, and I already did a couple videos maybe, about transit and north node in Taurus and what that means in terms of what's happening right now. And to be honest, like, I kind of nailed it. I'm kind of continuing to nail it. So go look at that. Anyways, so if you have North Node and Taurus in the birth chart, let me just tell you the time frames. Right now we're going from January 18th of 22 until July 17th of next year, 23. So we have still a year left on this transit. If you were born April 13th of 03 to December 26th of 04, then you have North Node in Taurus. November 11th, September 11th of 84 to April 6th of 86, you have North Node in Taurus. February 19th of 66 to August 19th of 67, North Node in Taurus. August 2nd of 47 to January 25th of 49, North Node in Taurus. December 28th of 28. If you're watching this, you were born in 28 to 29:30, and then to 7:30. And then if you, in the 10s, please, for the love of God, if you were born in the 10s and you have North Node in Taurus, you reach out. March 23rd of 1910 to December 7th of 1911. So if you have those dates, then you have North Node in Taurus. So what does that mean? If you have North Node in Taurus, then that means that you were born with the South Node in Scorpio. Where am I at time-wise? About 6 minutes, 17 seconds. Okay. That means you have born in the South Node in Scorpio. That means that you have an abundance of Scorpio energy. You were born into this life kind of having already mastered this Scorpio energy. So what does that mean? Scorpio is the energy where we combine and become one. And in order to do that, I think of Scorpio as like Taurus is like where we go, this is mine, I'm going to grab it, and that's mine, and I keep it, right? But then that's in the second house. That's Taurus, second house matters. But in the opposite house of Scorpio, in the 8th house, we have to open up our hand. We have to let go of what was mine, right? And have to let go, and then you have to grab it, and then we become ours. Does that make sense? So Taurus, second house, is about accumulation, and like it's about the self. And then the 8th house is about your deep connections, deep partnerships, your spouses, your best friend, your like people you split a business with, people that you are like tight with, is in the 8th house. People that you're so tight with that it is a merged sense of identity, that you like think of yourself as like being a unit. It's not just your friends, it's not just an acquaintance or somebody out there. This is like people that are part of your identity. So when you have Scorpio in the South Node, what this means is that you have a tendency to give all of your energy. You're like, because in past lives, in this whole metaphor, that's how you sustained your energy, was by, I'm going to support my partner. And by supporting my partner, they are going to go off and do great things. They are going to go, be the kings, and I'm going to be the concubine. They're going to go be the CEO, and I'm going to be the housewife. It's all this kind of stuff. Specifically concubines, sex workers. They talk about like prostitution. If you have South Node Scorpio, then you have this like past life of like you're giving your energy up for your sustenance, right? And so what this life is about for you is to learn how to kind of like learn boundaries. And so we, the royal we, are so used to, with South Node and Scorpio, having that deep soul connection that everybody with North Node and Taurus craves it. We just want that, like, we want to connect, we want to have deep emotional conversations, we want to bond, we want to like, learn everything about our new best friend or our new lover or a new, whatever. And it's this giving up of this energy, But in this life, in this incarnation, we're here to learn how to master that Scorpio energy and get into Taurus energy, which is about, I am going to sustain myself, which means I'm not going to give all my energy away to you. I'm going to like work on my things. You know what I mean? I'm going to go on my own. It's about, shorthand for me, North Node and Taurus is about establishing boundaries. People with North Node and Taurus are in this life to learn about their own value, and about like they don't need to constantly like give out, and because it's to their detriment. Other people aren't going to fill you up the way that South Node Scorpio, North Node Taurus people give, other people aren't going to fill you up the way that you try to fill other people up. So like, you need to learn how to like whoosh, dam it up a little bit and keep some for yourself and water your own garden. So shifting from this Scorpio essence, this like, merging, bonding, where it's learning how to like be apart a little bit. And it's learning how to go, okay, I can see that you're over there and you're doing your thing, and I would maybe love to be a part of that. But what I need to do is I need to take care of what I have going on. Do you know what I mean? I need to make sure that I'm taking care of my body, because Taurus, earth sign, has to do with the physical, corporeal form. So like, I have to take care of my body. I have to eat right. Taurus always be talking about, Tauruses love to eat. They love the creature comforts. They love the sensual comforts, right? Because it's not about giving away this energy. It's about, I'm going to eat this delicious food and nourish my body. I'm going to, take care of me. And so when it comes down to working on projects, a lot of times Taurus, North Node people are going to be like, how can I help you? How can I help you? What do you need? What do you need? But a lot of times that's a distraction, because they're good at doing that. They're good at helping you. They're good at supporting you. But what they're not good at doing is giving that same energy to themselves. So they won't hold themselves accountable in the same way that they'll help other people be accountable for their things, if that makes sense. So once a North Node and Taurus starts learning how to invest in themselves, and literally because it's Taurus, it's earth sign, Garden of Eden, the feminine of the zodiac, wood nymphs, it's like life, it's the springtime in the northern hemisphere, it's the Garden of Eden kind of metaphor. So North Node in Taurus is about learning how to tend to your own garden. Everybody else has their own gardens that they need to take care of, and you might know the answer. You might like see what they need to do. You might be but you can't help them. You know what I mean? You need to water your garden first. You need to make sure your garden is all weeded. You need to make sure that your crops are growing. You need to make sure your own shit is thriving before you go over there and help them with their garden, because they're not going to do the same thing for you. Do you know what I mean? And so a lot of the books that I read, a lot of the things, especially there's this one called, I think it's Jan Spiller. It's a book about the North Node. Mystical astrology. I don't know. I'll find it and put it in one of these next videos. She talks about once you kind of unlock this paradoxical relationship between the South Node and the North Node, because you like South Node Scorpio people who have not grown up at all are going to be manipulative. They're going to be like coercing. They're going to use their sexual powers for their own gain and manipulation. You know what I mean? But until they learn their lessons of like, I don't know what, not to sound prudish, because it's not about abstinence, but it's about like conserving your energy until you're not giving all of your sexual energy away, until you're not giving all of your mental energy, your money energy, like until you learn to go, this is me and this is for mine. You're going to keep repeating the same patterns over and over again. You're going to keep repeating running out of money. You're going to keep repeating getting in shitty relationships. You're going to keep repeating like this essence of like not having any boundaries. And so people that I know that operate with a lot of this Scorpio energy, it's like, I just have so much to give. I have so much to give. And sometimes what people need is like less. You know what I mean? Sometimes people need you to go, that's mine to work on. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't need you to take care of that for me. I need to work on that myself. And then once I do that, now I can help you. Now I can be somebody that's in the community to be helpful. Does that make sense? It's like this, once you establish and protect your own value as a North Node and Taurus, that's when you can now, it's that phrase, the rolling rocks gather no moss. It's the opposite of that. We want to be the rocks that just chill and we gather the moss. We just sit here and let it grow on us. You know what I mean? We just sit here and go, yep, it's mine. And I'm going to let it come to me. I'm not going to go chase it. I'm not going to go try to gas you up or manipulate you or do all this other stuff. You know what I mean? I'm here to learn how to grow my own garden. I'm here to learn how to master my own affairs. And that includes all the stuff that earth sign involves. That's paying your own bills. You're not here to support other people, and you're not here to be supported by other people. So I think there's all like a thing about that too, about shared resources, until you can learn how to say, this is mine and I'm going to carve out a space for it, and this is yours, and we can share this, or we could not share it, but we're gonna talk about it. You know what I mean? It's not just what's mine is yours and what's yours is mine. Specifically for North Node and Taurus people, what's yours is yours, and you can share it if you want. And if you don't want to share it, then that's something, you know what I mean? Like, that's a decision that only you can make, and that's a journey that only you can decide. Yeah, I don't know. I think that North Node in Taurus is one of the, if not the most lonely North Node placement, because what you're used to is a deep emotional connected bond, and you crave that. You want to experience that in all of your relationships. You want all of your relationships to be deep, connected, tender, like almost obsessive kind of mergers, right? And all relationships are not like that. So it's almost like a lifetime of realizing that you're gonna have to like detach a little bit, detach a little bit, detach a little bit, because you have to grow you. You have to do you. So like, you know what I mean? It's you're not gonna get that. What is that? Oh, there's like a thing. I thought it was broken, but it's not. It's a little smudge. You're not gonna. Nobody's gonna fill you up the way that you want to fill other people up. It's like in the tarot, the cups, right? What you want to do is you want to fill other people's cups. What can I do? How can I help you? How can I? Nobody's gonna do that for you. You have to fill your own cup. And until you do that, it's just going to be hard, you know? So you have to just fuck the haters. I don't know. Like, I'm trying to think of like a place to lead this to. Like your life is going to be lonely. It's just going to be one long goodbye. I think it's actually more about protecting your energy. Like, you need that growth energy, that Taurus energy, you need to sustain that for your own self. So stop giving it away to everybody else. Do you know what I mean? What else do I want to say about North Node and Taurus? And so like North Node, South Node is our comfort zone. That's what we know. That's what we're stationary in. And if we don't go outside of our comfort zone, then we're not going to grow. So it's going to take a while. It could take decades for you to learn how to say, no, here's my boundary. That's where it stops. You know what I mean? Sometimes you think I have really strong boundaries, and then something happens, and later you go, I was completely codependent at that time. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's an evolving, it's a learning, it's like a staying aware of these metaphors, and knowing that if you trust in yourself, particularly North Node and Taurus, you are the one that has the value. The reason that everybody else wants it is because they're trying to suck you dry, mama. So don't let them suck you dry. Grow your own garden, be in charge of your own affairs. Don't be afraid, because I think part of the mastery of the South Node in Scorpio, don't be afraid to say goodbye. Because that's the thing of Scorpio too, is to like, if it's a connection that needs to end, Scorpio is about transformation. So this is another thing. I'm glad I'm letting this kind of video go long form, because I'm just sitting here kind of like, I'm like gathering thoughts and talking and riffing. There's a North Node in Taurus, South Node in Scorpio people crave chaos, because they're particularly adept at that Scorpio kind of like, whoa, what's happening? Everything's transforming, you know, letting go into the void, emotional chaos, emotional upheaval. What they're really good at doing is being like the center of the calm, the eye of the storm for everybody else. So everybody else loves them because they just sit there and absorb the toxins out of the room, out of everybody else. And they're just, when shit goes crazy, you want a North Node Scorpio around because they love that shit. They will sit there all day and be like, I don't like the drama. I don't like drama. I can't deal with the drama. But they fucking get off on it. They get their rocks off on it, bitch. And they're good at it. They're good at like chaos, drama. And it's just like, let the molten lava rain down on me. Like, Because it creates trauma bonding. You know what I mean? It creates a need. It creates, when you can be the calm for the storm for other people, it creates a need, and then you stay in that role, and then you keep playing out that role as the one that's like, oh, I'll just take care of everything. I guess it's just up to me. Oh, okay, well, da 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 da. So if that's happening to you, you're still playing out this Scorpio role. And we don't want that in this life. That's not your role to play. It's not your place to always be tearing shit down. Maybe you're good at it, but it's not what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to be building. Taurus is the builder. Taurus is the accumulator. That's mine, that's mine, that's mine too. So it feels foreign to us, the royal we, it feels foreign to us with the North Node in Taurus to say, this is mine and I claim it for myself, because we're used to going, oh, what do you need? What do you need? What do you need? So yeah, it's a lonely sign to have, because you're learning how to be alone, and you're learning how to not only be alone, but to rely only on yourself. I feel like people that are with this modality, if you're constantly like, it's not them, it's you. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's your boundaries. Like, you're in charge of yourself. You're in charge of your boundaries. So constantly saying, it's them, it's them, it's them, it's them, it's not it. You know? You have to say, it's me, I did it, these are my actions. You have to like grab it and claim it. If any of this is making sense. You know what I mean? I would caution anybody with North Node in Taurus, because of that South Node in Scorpio, never to try to engage in any type of manipulation or coercion or anything that is like unseemly or untoward in that way, because you're not going to get away with it. Like, that karma is going to come back and bite you in the ass. You in particular are here to learn how to be responsible for your own actions. Because you're probably with that Scorpio is very vibey, very watery and emotional, kind of psychic. So North Node and Taurus people really feed off of the vibes of the other people in the room, and could be very adept at kind of, I don't know what, code switching, micro adapting to kind of like, well, I want you to do this, I'm going to do it, and I want you to do this. But it always is going to come back and bite you in the ass. Even if you're just standing there, people are always going to think you have like an ulterior motive, or that you have like some type of like, well, why were they looking at me like that? And you're like, I was just thinking about Cheetos or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, people are gonna always put an ulterior motive on you anyway. So if you are acting with ulterior motives, it's just gonna always be blowing up in your face. So yeah, I mean, North Node and Taurus, they are the master builders if they want to grow up. If they want to work on themselves, then they can be inspirational for others. But the real threat of this placement is constantly giving your energy away to other people, because you are the one with that Taurus energy inside you, and you need to develop that, and you need to go, it's me, it's mine, that's my decision. You know what I mean? So I think that's good. A little 20-minute video talking about some North Node and Taurus, looking stunning. Oh my god. We got all these signs. It's like some tarot and some... Anyways, I'm also doing readings. If you want to have a reading and talk about how this plays out in your chart, and what you can do to, kill it in the expression and exploration of your own chart, let me know. Taking bookings now. Blue, North Node and Taurus. I'm just going to upload this all together. Blah.